Hello and welcome to the Unnamed Sports Show here on the Sports Talk Line Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. I am your host, Joshua Griffith, and I want to thank you for joining me. We're going to talk some NBA basketball in the offseason, get you caught up with what's happening today. So before we get going with that, I want to make sure that you like and subscribe down at the bottom. Hit the big blue join button. You're going to get lots of extra perks. You're going to get to join in on the conversation, check out some of our green room stuff, and we have a lot of great bonus videos you can check out as well. Tonight is a completely live and interactive show, so I have my phone on me here, so I encourage everyone to comment along and chat with me, ask questions, comment along with the topics we're talking about. We'll definitely get to your comments and involve you with the show, because we'd love to make it, a really interactive show here on the Sports Talk Line Network when we do these live things. So, want to make sure that I have all my settings synced so I can see all your guys' chat stuff before I get into it. So, there we go. The live chat right there. Perfect. Okay, so I'm ready to go. So tonight, thank you for joining me again. And I'm hearing some feedback. I don't know if it's from me. Lee, is it from me or is it from you? Oh, there we go. Now it's done. Okay, so it wasn't from me. Okay, I thought it might be from me because I always forget to mute my phone. So NBA offseason, it's free agency right now, but there's not a lot of free agency news. If you kind of were caught up with my last show, then you know that this isn't the year for free agency. They're waiting till next year. Everything is kind of hinging on what Anthony Davis is going to be, what Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be doing, and teams are kind of going to be waiting on that. I mean, we do have some big names, obviously, for free agents. Anthony Davis, Brandon Ingram, Fred VanVleet for the Toronto Raptors, Andre Drummond, Gordon Hayward, but they all have player options. They all have 1 years, and they're going back to their teams. They're just waiting to sign more lucrative deals and stuff like that. So they're not going anywhere. One of an actual free agents that we do have is Montrezl Harrell, and kind of going to be interesting to see where he goes, because he is pretty much the only free agent that is in the market at the moment. And so he can make a team better, but it's looking like the teams have pretty much what they have going forward for the 2020 season. And that's why I'm going to be giving my power rankings a little bit later on in the show, because the teams are pretty much set as they are. Some of the teams that aren't set, it's in their coaching staff, and it's in the coaching carousel that we've seen in a little bit in the NBA. So the Brooklyn Nets continue to make their transition to the Phoenix Suns of the 2000s as they bring in Mike D'Antoni to join Amari Stoudemire as assistant coaches for Steve Nash. So that will be interesting to see what the Brooklyn Nets can do, because they have some superstars, right? Kyrie Irving is coming back healthy. Kevin Durant's going to come back healthy. They've had a lot of time off. They're going to be a powerhouse, and it's going to be curious to see how Steve Nash wants to run that team, and especially with Mike D'Antoni coming on, being so run and gun offense with Houston the last couple of years, just jacking up threes and stuff. It's going to be really curious to see how they want to run their offense and the 2020 season. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think of that. If you have any comments or any insight or what you think the Brooklyn Nets are going to look like next year, then let me know. I'd love to hear from you and chat with you tonight. So the Houston Rockets obviously had to make a coaching change with Mike D'Antoni leaving, and they went with Stephen Silas, longtime assistant coach. Again, I mean, it's just managing superstars, it seems like, in the NBA with these coaches. You have Tyronn Lue taking over for the Clippers for Doc Rivers and him moving to the 76ers. The Pelicans, Stan Van Gundy is their new head coach. It almost seems like in this world of the NBA, we don't have the coaches necessarily running the teams as so much as the superstars, as where you look at Tyronn Lue for the Clippers being a perfect example. Kawhi Leonard, he's pretty much running the team for LA and the Clippers. And who did he want? He wanted Tyronn Lue because Tyronn Lue is going to listen to him. So it's really interesting. I'm excited for the 2020 season, and I want to kind of get to where that 2020 season is going to start, because we had some things kind of come out in the last couple days here from Shams Charania from ESPN. He's reported that the NBA season should be starting on December 22nd. So we will be getting a Christmas present. If you notice that the title of the episode was on NBA Christmas. So we are going to get some NBA basketball. And it looks like probably by the 22nd of December. And one of the reasons this is because Turner holds the rights to broadcasting up until the 25th. And then on the 26th, Disney takes over. So to kind of appease both of their broadcasting partners, the NBA is going to really make a big deal to try and get things going before those dates, so they can get in those big marketing revenues. Because anybody who's familiar with that kind of branch of how the NBA operates and the revenue streams and stuff, it's a big deal. I can get into the escrow of what the player is going to be taking, but I don't think that that's kind of what people want to chat about. If you do, let me know, because like I said, I have my phone. If you want to chat about escrow, if you want to talk about it going down to 18 to 20% for the players in the next 3 years, love to do it. So let me know if that's something you want to talk about. But other than that, I think we're going to have Christmas Day games. Things are going to start on the 22nd. Looks like they want to finish the regular season by the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, which would make absolute sense because they want to be at the forefront of things. They don't want the NBC and all the affiliates in the United States playing all of those swimming competitions and the racing stuff. They want to be NBA basketball. So looks like we're going to have a 72 game season. If anyone was thinking that it was going to be longer or was kind of hesitant on where it would be, I think all of the sports leagues are going to kind of suffer from shortened seasons this year. So 72 games should be good. Will appease all the local TV deals too. I'm sorry, but I love talking about the marketing and branding side of things. So besides that, for the NBA, I mean, Danny Green was kind of talking on his podcast about how LeBron James said I'm not going to be ready to go. I'm not going to be ready to go by the December 22nd. LeBron, you just won the NBA championship. You're going to be ready to go by the 22nd. You're a brand ambassador. You're not going to take the time off at the beginning of the season and miss games for the Lakers. One thing that was brought up by Brian Windhorst of, I believe, Yahoo, he was on Tim and Sid a couple days ago talking about it. And he mentioned that 2020 is probably going to be the year of load management. So, like, get ready for players like Kawhi Leonard, obviously, who load manages every year. LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden. These players, they're going to probably be load managing this year. So, even though it's a 72-game season, we're going to see a lot of back-to-backs. We're going to see a condensed schedule to get everything done before the Olympics. And I think you're going to see a lot of the superstars taking the second game off. They're not going to be that hesitant they're not going to be as hesitant to rest when they need it because they know that it's such a condensed season. So that's one thing that the NBA is going to kind of have to work against, and marketing certain games on certain nights with in regards to their big marquee highlight games and stuff. I mean, if they're going to have an LA game and both Kawhi and LeBron are both sitting out, then it's not going to be really good for ratings. So I think going to see some interesting things. And I also think we're going to see some interesting things in regards to scheduling and just how I don't think we're going to see multiple road trips by teams. I think we're going to see them get like East teams will move to the West, get everything done in just one trip, and same with the East or the West teams moving to the East. One thing that's kind of exciting that Sham dropped today, and if anybody hasn't seen this and you live in the States and you're a big NBA fan, it looks like they are going to be allowing 25 to 50% capacity at stadiums and arenas I cover too many sports. Arenas for the for basketball games. So they want to have fans. The plan is to have fans starting in December when they come back, and it will obviously be based on the specific states' health guidelines and things like that. Kind of, if you want a good idea of it, maybe look at the NFL and what they're doing and what states are allowing, fans in their stadiums and things like that. So, but that will be cool for NBA fans, that they might actually get to see some live NBA games, and then also too for the NBA players. Like it makes a difference. The home arena advantage. We're seeing it in tons of different sports, and we saw it in the playoffs. Game 7, you've earned Game 7 the right to play at home, and you don't even get to play at home, and it cost teams. It cost the home team advantage was kind of lost throughout the playoffs. So, kind of gonna move on from that. I want to move into my power rankings for the NBA. So I see I got a couple of you guys on there. So if you want to chat with me, go ahead. I got my phone up. Like I said, interactive show. So if you got some comments or questions, or you know what, I'm going to throw this out there. So we got a couple people chatting. What's your power rankings? Give me your power rankings, and maybe I'll let a couple of answers filter in, hopefully, if you guys want to interact. And then I'll go on. I'll give you guys my power rankings. So as I go on, I got my wonderful producer Lee. So he's doing all the behind the scenes stuff and the beautiful pictres you're seeing. He's kind of interacting with you guys too as well on YouTube and stuff. So he does a lot of our great shows. So we want to thank him again. And so guys, don't be shy to to comment here, and I will give you a shout out too, especially if you want to comment. If you want to be the first, I will hold my phone up and I will actually say so and so. They are brave enough to give me their power rankings. And if not, then I will just go ahead and give you my power rankings. And if you don't like them, you guys can just rip them. And that's fun too, because I found that sometimes people don't agree with everything that I say. Surprise, surprise, right? Okay, so I don't have nobody's commenting on their power rankings, so I'll give you mine. So I'll start with the my power rankings in the West. Right now, as we are in the 2020 off season, with all the changes that have been made by the team. So number one for me is obviously the Los Angeles Lakers. They're not getting any worse. They're going to be the defending NBA champions. LeBron, Anthony Davis. That's it. That's all I have to say. Second for me is a team also in LA is the Clippers. While I don't think the Clippers will be as good next season as they were, because just kind of everything that happened, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard are really strong players. And I think Kawhi Leonard, with the kind of a little bit more time off than he's used to, I think he's going to get a little bit more rested up. He's going to have, like I said, some load management. He's going to be able to take some time off, when he needs it some more. And I think the Clippers are going to be right up there in the West. The third for me in the West is the Denver Nuggets. So obviously they had a Cinderella run with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic in the Western Conference playoffs last year, or well, I guess this year. I mean, 2 months ago, or however long ago it was. But I really think the Denver Nuggets are going to kind of take a step and be one of those elite teams in the West. Now we're kind of getting into a little bit more controversial things, because there's some really great teams in the West, and one of the teams that I'm going to actually be leaving out has like a superstar. So I'll touch on them after. They're kind of in my honorable mention. But so my fourth team this is kind of out of nowhere, because they just dropped off, is the Golden State Warriors. So they are getting healthy. They will have Steph Curry back. They will have Draymond Green. They will have Klay Thompson ready to go. They are going to be the Golden State Warriors again, and I think people forget about that. So I have the Golden State Warriors at number 4 in my Western Conference power rankings. And again, tell me what you think about this, right? Like if you disagree, blast me. Absolutely. And my last team in the top 5 is the Portland Trailblazers. Yes, going close to home here. I'm up on Vancouver Island in Canada, and Portland is very close to home. But I just think what Portland's doing, Damian Lillard, they have a really good thing going on in Portland. And I think they're going to be a pretty good team to mess with. Yeah, to meth. No, not even going to work. They're going to be a good team in the East. So honorable mention for me goes to obviously Dallas Mavericks. They have probably one of the most exciting young players, Luka Doncic, in the league. And then it'll be the Houston Rockets. And I don't know if I can throw anybody else in my hour rankings, but we'll see. I'm only doing a top 5 right now. And I will move to the Eastern Conference. And this one, you may think I might just put the Raptors on top because I'm Canadian, but I do not have the Raptors on top. I have the Milwaukee Bucks once again on top in the East, and that's just because Giannis Antetokounmpo still plays for the Bucks. I see them kind of taking a step maybe back from last year, but I don't see the other teams that I have in the top 5 taking a significant enough step forward to dethrone the Bucks as the number 1 before the season starts. So second place in the East on my power rankings is the Miami Heat. Was really pulling for them against the Lakers, as maybe people don't want to hear, but I love Jimmy Butler. I love what he brings to the team. I love the attitude that he brings. And I think that with the young players that they have, Tyler Hero, they're definitely going to get better. And I think that they, if they can kind of gel and mesh as a team, I think they could give the Bucks a run for their money, but it'll be, like I said, we'll have to wait till the season starts. Third, now we're going to get to my Canadian team. We the North, the Toronto Raptors. Fred VanVleet obviously is a free agent, but I don't think he's going anywhere. It sounds like he's going to sign a Supermax, which means they're not in the running for Giannis next year, but I think that's kind of a smart move because he's a player you want to lock up. Kyle Lowry is a veteran presence. He's going to kind of lead this team regardless of who's on it, and he's going to get the most out of whoever's on the floor. So for me, the Raptors are third best in the East going into the season. But yeah, lots of time left to see for deals and what's happening. So the Boston Celtics, again, they have a free agent, Gordon Hayward, they need to sign, but he's got a player option. He's coming back to Boston. Again, it's all about the money. I don't know if you've seen this show. I like to do this. It's all about the money in a lot of sports. So Gordon Hayward will get the money. He'll come back to the Celtics, and they should have a strong season as well. And then a team that will round out my top 5 in the East is the Philadelphia 76ers. So I think that they, with their coaching changes, bringing in, like I said, Steve Nash and the rest of the Phoenix Suns from 2000s, are going to get a lot out of Kyrie Irving, out of Kevin Durant, and they're going to know how to use them properly. I think that's one of a key thing, especially in the times that we're kind of getting into now, is how am I going to use my superstar players? Am I going to wait and see? Because 1 to 8 gets into playoffs at least right now. And once you're in the playoffs, and then anything goes, it doesn't really matter. I mean, would you take Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant as the 8th seed over Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks as the 1 seed in a 7-game series, depending on how they're playing? Yeah, I would, I might take the 76ers I don't know why I said 70. Brooklyn Nets. Oh, I meant the Brooklyn Nets. 76ers are not in my top 5. Sorry. Brooklyn Nets. Oh, Can we edit? Oh, we can't. Oh, damn it. It's a live show. We can't edit that out. It's okay. But I mean the Nets. The Nets are my fifth. I was talking about the Nets. I said Steve Nash. I said Kevin Durant. I said Kyrie Irving. I think they're going to be a pretty dominant team. I would be scared to face them at any seed in the playoffs. So regardless if they get 1-8, if they get into the playoffs, watch out for the Brooklyn Nets. The 76ers, they still got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, so I don't know what the hell they're going to do. They can't shoot from three, and Joel Embiid doesn't really want to actually play basketball hard. So that's my top five. I don't know what you guys again, like I said, if you got your top five, let me know what they are, like on each side. If you just want to tell me your best team on each side, let me know. If you just want to yell Lakers and just put a bunch of hearts, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm really glad you guys joined me. And like I said, so this is a completely interactive show. And I got my phone with me. My producer Lee is always on it. He's watching. He's the one commenting and making fun of me for saying the 76ers 3 or 4 times and putting those laughing faces. So thank you, Lee, for that. And we try and do a lot of these live shows. We do them with NBA. We do them with NFL. And we're trying to get a lot of interaction from you guys because we find it a lot more fun. Forget my English there. We find it a lot more fun when we can interact with our audience and find out what you guys like to, what you guys think, what you're thinking of the NBA season, of the NFL season. Sometimes we do it while we're watching the shows while we're watching the games. So, it's a lot of fun when you guys join in. So please, again, don't hesitate to join in the comments there. I'm going to wrap it up pretty quick unless you guys want to just start blasting the comment section. And then I can just answer questions for a couple more minutes. But until then, obviously, we have NBA coming. Like I said, if in case you missed it, we're going to get back in on the 22nd of December. So we have, just under 2 months left to go until we have NBA and NBA training camps and NBA basketball. So, looks like we're going to wrap things up here. So I want to thank everybody for joining me and make sure, as always, to like and subscribe to the Sports Talk Line Network. Hit that big blue join button at the bottom. That's going to get you a ton of extra perks. You're going to be able to join us and talk. You know what? You hit that big blue join button, and we might even bring you on the shows. You can come on and talk with me about the NBA. You can join me. We'll go side by side on the Zoom feed. I don't know what side you'll be on. Kind of depends on when we join. But you can come on and you can chat NBA with me if you want to do that. There's lots of other perks. You can join our videos and all that stuff. You can enjoy our comments and sections in the green room while we fumble around even more than I do live, as I try and tell Lee, hold on, I'll be there for 30 more seconds, and then you can hear me just muffling in the background. So for the Unnamed Sports Show, this has been Joshua Griffith on the Sports Talk Line Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. I want to thank you very much for joining me tonight. And I hope everyone has a great evening and looks forward to the NBA season starting on December 22nd. Fingers crossed.